Okay, this is my PowerPoint presentation on the development of football. I will be talking to you about the development of football from when it started and to the modern day, what's involved and how it all changes everything and affects football. Start off with a nice football timeline. In the top left corner is a picture of mob football. This was the earliest form of football when towns would play against each other. So for example, you could have Yate and Almondsbury be far distances far apart. You'd have the football, you've got to try and get that football to your town for a goal. It's a kind of mix between football and rugby, as anything could go. You can kick people, punch people, rugby tackle them, obviously pass the ball around, you can pick it up and run with it, anything was allowed. After this, well, this is still carried on until the Industrial Revolution, when factories started to come around, which is 1780 to 1850. Sport started to develop slightly as the richer people could make money from it by either betting or playing against others. They began to make kits with all the money, and it started to develop slightly, but nothing compared to the modern day. The first use of referees in football, when obviously the laws started to come in, was in 1842 for a match in Rochdale, and then in 1849 official referees appeared in another game in Cheltenham, so more people got involved to help the game become more structured. In 1857 the first football club created was Sheffield United. From then on, other clubs started to come in to football, creating more leagues and more competition. Football then properly developed from the year 1863. This is when football and rugby both branched off and took separate directions, and obviously both ended up in different, I don't know. 1863, the Football Association in England was formed. This was the sport's first governing body. This is when the basic rules and regulations are founded to keep the game in order. After this, there was cup competitions introduced. So the first cup competition was the FA Cup, which was known as the FA Challenge Cup, which was created in 1871. FA Cup as it is today. Cup competition for all teams in every division, from down to local clubs that can get through qualifying rounds, to from the Premiership now, which is obviously Manchester United, Manchester City, the higher class teams. The Football League was founded on the 17th of April in 1888 by Aston Villa director William McGregor. So this is when they separated the leagues, introduced promotion and relegation to obviously help the structure of football develop even more. The Community Shield, which is a trophy for the winners of the FA Cup and the Premier League to face each other in a one-off game just to win a nice trophy, was created in 1909, and obviously, like I said, it's the winners of the league and the FA Cup. Then the FIFA World Cup, which is obviously the most prestigious cup in the world, was created in 1928, but the first competition was in 1930, which was hosted in Uruguay. Moving on to the European Cup, which is down here. That's not that one, sorry, the Champions League basically. Was added to football in the year 1956. Real Madrid were the first teams to win this competition, and they are the most successful team, I think, to have won the cup. And then, moving on to there, we have 1989, the Liverpool-Hillsborough disaster, which happened and caused the change of football, bringing in different types of acts and stuff like this, developing stadiums, football, security, stuff like this. Capacity stadiums was the main development. After this, the FA Premier League was created and introduced in the year 1992, which took place as the highest division. So below this was divisions 1, 2, 3 and lower down to local football. The first ever champions of the Premier League were Manchester United, and still today have won this the most times. And in 2004, you have the Football League and the Barclays Premier League, which was created along with League One, League Two, and the conferences, which are now known as the Blue Square. These were just a development of Divisions 1, 2, 3 and 4, just to make the sport known a bit more around the world and help advertise, really. Move on to the next slide. This is the football hierarchy and how it works from FIFA down to local football. Start up here, you got FIFA, who is in charge of everything below, which is UEFA, the Football of Asia, Central Africa, all the I can't remember what they are, the Brazils, the Argentinas, the Uruguays, and you have the Oceania Football Confederation, which is like Australia, New Zealand, teams like that. Below UEFA is the FA, which is obviously English clubs like the Barclays Premier League, the Football League, and the Blue Square Bet. The development for culture and media and sport is obviously what helps the sport get around. Sport England and UK Sport help the coaching of sports, how to develop it and get it a better name and bring more people in towards it. Below all the Barclays Premier Leagues, the Football Leagues, the Blue Square Bet, which is all full-time football. You have the Southern Football Leagues, the Tool Station Leagues, the Gloucestershire County, which is just local clubs, and the Bristol Downs League, which is one above under-18s football, which is just for people to have a nice laugh on a Saturday or a Sunday and just enjoy the sport, really. Move on to the next slide. How the media influences sport. You have internet, the television, and the papers. Start with an example from the Hillsborough disaster. You got the Sun. No one in Liverpool buys the Sun because of all the lies that's been made from the Hillsborough disaster. All papers are there to promote stories or tell about personal information and keep people up to date with sport around the world. The internet has helped influence sport. It's just developed. You can get stats from the games, record people's progressions in the sport. People worldwide can check out scores from different countries, so Australian fans who support English clubs can find out about how their teams are doing. So really, on a whole, it's helped the sport massively. Television, it's influenced in a positive and bad way. It lets you see games from home instead of having to go to the stadiums, maybe paying money to go and watch them. The negative side would be, obviously, not many people then go to the grounds to watch the game. The clubs don't get as much money, but obviously it allows you to watch more games, promotes competitions, and more money is involved to help with the sport. And that is end of the show. Hope it was good.